Hi friends, welcome back to another pick a card reading. In today's reading, we are going to find out how the person on your mind is feeling about your absence. So this is a general reading. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. These readings are always meant to empower you. If you would like to explore my podcast or my online shop, check out the links in my description. Now, if you are new to pick a card readings, here's how it works. The first thing that you're going to do is you are going to pick the pile or the crystal that you are the most intuitively drawn to. So with pile 1 here, we have the Orca Agate crystal and the Rooster card. In pile 2 here, we have the Malachite crystal and the Green Moth card. Pile 3, we have this Celestite cluster with the Binoculars card. We have pile 4 here with the Amethyst crystal and the crystal card. It looks like a piece of citrine. So you can choose one pile, you can choose more than one pile, or you can choose all of them. If you have a lot of people in mind, it's totally up to you. But when you have selected your pile or your crystal, you can go to the description of this video, find the timestamp that's linked to your pile so that you can go ahead and skip ahead to your reading. Thank you so much for letting me read for you, and I will see you on the other side. Hi pile 1, welcome to your reading. Now let's dive in. Okay, so pile 1, the first card that we have here is the 10 of Swords. We also have Tiwaz. You also have Turtle Spirit, slow and steady wins the race. You have Healing Geranium. You also have Vanishing Mirror, Ego Sublimation. You have Heal Away Addictions. You have the Rooster card that you chose in the beginning of the reading. And then we have a Feeling Feelings card, and this one says Take a Look. Okay, so let's start with the 10 of Swords here. So with the 10 of Swords here, this card often signifies a dramatic and a painful ending. So I'm not sure if you and this person have gone through some sort of betrayal or like a backstabbing or a situation where someone has felt stabbed in the back. I do feel like with this person, there's this sense of feeling overwhelmed by going through difficult times or feeling like they've reached a point of feeling totally defeated. And with you being gone, things feel like they've reached their lowest point and maybe it feels like it can't get any worse. However, it also does imply that there's nowhere to go but up from here. So yeah, sometimes the 10 of Swords, it really does encourage the acceptance of like a harsh truth or a reality. Maybe this connection or the loss of it has made you face the truth no matter how difficult it is, and maybe it's taught you how to let go of any sort of denial or illusions. I do feel like this person could be feeling like abandoned. Maybe they feel overwhelmed, like this overwhelming sense of loss now that you're gone. And I feel like they perceive you leaving as like very like painful and like this final separation. So yeah, I don't know if there's just like this deep emotional wound that they feel, maybe on their side, maybe on yours. But really, I do feel like this person has probably gone through like a period of intense suffering and maybe even struggling to come to terms with your absence. The 10 of Swords, it typically talks about an ending, and it also signals, the potential for a new beginning, or, the opportunity to rise from the ashes and start something new, right? So I think what it talks about is out of the ashes of the old, something new can emerge from it, right? It's a card of resilience, and it's this card of potential for a renewal of some sort, right? After a period of struggle or darkness or pain, right? So I do feel like this separation could have forced you to, accept the truth or let go of like something that no longer served you, and to really embrace this opportunity to transform and heal your life for the better, even if that means moving forward without this person, right? On a more positive note, I feel like with the 10 of Swords, this can also represent the idea of maybe like hitting rock bottom and then rising again, right? It really talks about like even in the face of adversity, right? There's still that potential for growth and strength and triumph in the end, right? So yeah, this is just a little bit more about the general energy around this connection or maybe experiences that might have happened. The next card that we have here is Tiwaz. With this card, I feel like this person definitely has had to build up a lot of strength and a lot of courage to deal with your absence, pile one. I do feel like they might see you leaving as this sacrifice that they've had to learn, right? For like their own personal growth or their empowerment. This comes from the runes deck, and so this rune symbolizes things like conflict and struggle and really this need to confront challenges head on. So I do feel like with you being gone, it probably does create this sense of conflict or tension in their life. I feel like they're trying to navigate the changes and adjustments that come with you being like gone or absent from their life. And I feel like your absence also prompted them to reflect on kind of like issues within their relationships, whether that's like talking about like equality in relationships or fairness or, you know, behavior that feels ethical or not ethical. I do feel like this person wants to like, I don't know whether it's this person or you, but like there's this energy of wanting to like uphold justice and like integrity in dealings in relationships, right? This rune also talks about things like leadership and authority. So I do feel like this probably could talk about the fact that like you not being a part of their life really does leave this big void in their life. I feel like they did look to you for guidance, you know, for leadership in certain areas of life. So I do feel like you being gone probably prompted them to take on a little bit more responsibility for themselves. I feel like you're the kind of person that just like took care of a lot. Now, this rune also talks about things like determination and focus and really this willingness to persevere in the face of challenges. So I do feel like your absence does inspire others to channel those energies into productive pursuits and really to stay committed to goals, no matter what sort of setbacks or obstacles come their way. So yeah, I do feel like you being gone definitely brings up a lot of different ranges of like emotions for this person. Now we have this turtle spirit card here, and it says slow and steady wins the race. So I do feel like this person, I don't know if at one point they felt like if they're patient enough, maybe like you guys could like rekindle this relationship or rekindle this connection. I feel like they were at this point where they're feeling like maybe they could wait for like your eventual like reappearance. But they do really miss that sense of stability or dependability that you brought into their life. They really looked up to you as far as you being able to be adaptable to changes and kind of like making adjustments in different places and really having that flexible and resilient strength that you naturally have. And I do feel like with everything that's gone down, maybe this has taught this person to trust in the natural flow of life, right? Maybe understand a little bit more about slow and steady progress. I do feel like this person probably just took a step back and tried to just like allow things to progress at their own pace, right? So yeah, I think that like maybe this person still holds some faith or still maybe holds this belief that like progress will come in due time. So yes. We also have the healing card. This one says geranium. With this card, I feel like this person's definitely longing for comfort. Geranium is associated with healing and comfort. So I do feel like this person misses that soothing presence that you brought to their life, right? And I do think that they really yearn for you to come back into their life. Now, I do think that there's a lot of emotional healing that's going to happen, whether this is just individual healing, or healing within the connection, but I do feel like you being gone from this person's life really prompted them to reflect on things and to really work on themselves in your absence. Now, I do feel like this person definitely feels this sense of loss or emptiness without you, but they're probably also using this time to focus on self-care and emotional healing. I do feel like in this healing, there's going to be things like addressing wounds and really finding resolution, whether that's resolution within yourself, whether that's resolution with this person. I do feel like they're going to They're going to be working on a number of things, is what I'm sensing. Also, I feel like this person really does miss your support. Like, you being gone really left that void that I was talking about earlier in their life. So they do miss that guidance and that encouragement and that empathy that you used to give them during hard times, right? I feel like they feel a lot less equipped to navigate difficulties without you being in their life now. And yeah, I don't know. Again, I feel like for some of you out there, there's going to be some of you where this person in mind, like, they do still have a hope to be reunited with you or to reconcile with you in some way. Now, the next card that I want to talk about here is Vanishing Mirror, and this one says Ego Sublimation. So right off the bat, I'm feeling like with this shattered mirror, like, I feel like there's this sense of loss and confusion that's coming from this person. I feel like you not being connected to this person anymore probably initially caused them like this kind of disorienting like sense of loss or confusion. I feel like they definitely like heavily relied on your presence or your guidance, and so it was tough to adapt to changes, and it felt very uncertain for them moving forward without you. This person has probably been doing a lot of self-reflection. I feel like they might be like reflecting on maybe their own ego, or maybe this person was a little self-centered before. I feel like your absence is really serving this person as like a catalyst for growth, right? And a catalyst for like deep introspection and really this emergence of new possibilities. And I think that although you being gone from their life, it is really challenging. It has really led them to a lot of profound personal and, you know, even collective growth. Now, the next card that I want to talk about here is the Heal Away Addictions card. This one says, it's time to let go of behaviors that are blocking you from your heart's desire. Ask Archangel Raphael to help you with this healing. You know what I just noticed? I noticed another turtle here. So we've got double turtle spirit. I would love to dive into our animal power book and see what other information is coming from turtle spirit. Okay, so some themes with turtle include grounding, protection, ancient wisdom, persistence, presence, faith, abundance, and fertility. This one says when to work with me, when you need to feel more protected, when you want to feel more grounded, when you want to connect with the earth, when you're ready to tune into ancient wisdom, when you need endurance, when you want to invite abundance and fertility. The energy medicine here says call to me when you need to get grounded, connect to your body more, and connect with Great Mother Earth. I'm really again getting that you were very grounding to this person. You were the sense of stability, and so I do feel like they miss that about you. They miss that stability that you brought into their life. So yes. Okay. So back to heal away addictions. I do feel like your connection with this person really helped them to break free from any sort of negative influences or like patterns of behavior that have been holding them back. You know, maybe this person had dealt with addictions of some sort. Now, I do think that your absence does present a challenge for this person who probably relied a lot on your support or your presence to help them cope with whatever challenges that they were going through. I do feel like they do feel this sense of like uncertainty or feeling overwhelmed by just the idea of facing their struggles without your guidance. I also feel like this person, you know, like with you being gone, they have to go ahead and seek out new resources and new places of support and new systems of support in their recovery process. But yeah, I do feel like this person definitely feels a sense of loneliness without you. They definitely miss the companionship and the understanding that you gave them. And I feel like you were definitely a source of emotional support for them. So they definitely miss that support from you. Now we have the Rooster card that you chose earlier in the reading. So with this card, first thing that I'm thinking about is that roosters are pretty loud. So I don't know if this person was loud, or maybe had very strong opinions. Maybe they're very vocal about things, or chickens, or I would say like roosters, actually crow at dawn, right? They bring in the new day. And so I don't know if you met this person when you were at a fresh start in your life, or it was a new beginning. Maybe the morning is of some significance to you, or this person, or this connection. Let's see what's on the back. Okay, yeah, so this one says, every morning a fresh start. This person could also be wanting a fresh start with you. Now remember, this is just information. You don't have to do anything with it. The purpose of me doing these readings are, especially when it comes to like love and no contact and that kind of thing, it's to bring about closure, and it doesn't necessarily mean that you need to reach out or do anything with this information. So just like to make that disclaimer. Now we also have a feelings card here, and this one says take a look. So this one says, let's try externalizing your emotional experience of fear. If you were to pull fear out of your mind and sit it down across from you, what would fear look like? What are its physical features and characteristics? What does fear say to you? How do you feel in its presence? Based on what you saw, how are you and fear different from each other? What does fear need to feel soothed or at ease? Kindness, action, a warm bath? The next time this protective emotion pops up, see if you can take these kinds of steps to support a new, compassionate, and balanced relationship with fear. So again, what does fear need to feel soothed or at ease? Kindness. What does fear need to feel soothed or at ease? Kindness, action, a warm bath. So yeah, it's interesting. First off, I think just the theme of fear, I think this person does feel kind of scared and like anxious without you being in their life. They feel that the lack of your presence really does require their fears to be soothed in some way. And so the hope is that they're not soothing their fears with their addictions. The hope is that they are like learning how to face their shadow and to work through the kind of the darker aspects of life, and to use any sort of life challenges or obstacles or lows that we go through in life as chances to grow and to be better versions of ourselves. So yes. The next thing I want to do here is I would love to roll some astro dice to get more information about who this person is, get some descriptors, get some confirmations. So who is this person that is feeling this way about Pile 1's absence? So we have the South Node in Gemini in the 9th house. So this person could have their South Node in Gemini in the 9th house. Maybe this is representative of some of your signs, or this could just be the energy at play here. So in astrology, the South Node talks about traits and tendencies that we bring from our past lives or early life experiences. And oftentimes this talks about things that we might lean on too heavily, or things that we need to release in order to grow. And now Gemini is associated with things like curiosity, communication, adaptability, things like versatility. So the 9th house talks about things like higher education, philosophy, travel, spirituality, and also the quest for deeper meaning and understanding. So I feel like this person definitely has an intellectual curiosity. I feel like they probably have this very deep interest in gathering information and communicating ideas and really learning from a young age. I feel like their past experiences might have emphasized the importance of mental stimulation for them, and I do feel like they have a natural inclination towards exploring, different subjects. Now, this person probably has some very distinct communication skills. I feel like this person was probably encouraged to express themselves verbally, whether this is through like writing or speaking or other forms of communication. I also feel like with Gemini, this person's probably pretty adaptable, pretty versatile. I think that they know how to navigate situations with ease, and they really do have this knack for thinking on their feet. I do think that they can also adjust to changing environments and circumstances pretty naturally. With the 9th house here, I do feel like they probably have an interest in education and philosophy. Maybe they even have interest in like spiritual teachings, and maybe these are things that they've learned from an early age. But yeah, I do feel like they have an interest around seeking knowledge, or maybe like formal education or travel, or really things that are like philosophical. Now I do feel like this person could maybe they're located somewhere like far away from you geographically. Maybe they like to travel long distances. Maybe they're maybe they like to explore. I do feel like they have an interest in exploring different cultures and, you know, philosophies, ideologies, belief systems. And I do feel like they do have this restless spirit and this desire to constantly seek new experiences and perspectives. So yeah. The next thing I want to do here is I would love to pull some tea leaf fortune cards to get more information for you. So what else does pile 1 need to know for their highest and best good? What else does pile 1 need to know? Okay, so looking at all of these cards here, we have desk, pay attention to your work. We have dog, barking, advice from a friend. Dark woman, dealings or relationships with a woman with a dark complexion or hair. We have diamond, you'll be receiving a precious gift. Bat, take care, enemies are working against you. Handshake, a meeting with a stranger could be important. We have pig, beware of greed. We have pale, time to get out of a situation. Okay, so with all of this, I feel like some of you here, maybe you had a connection to this person through work. Another side note here, maybe this is something that's just going to be a focus of yours for the present moment. Now, some of you are going to be getting some really important advice from a friend. Maybe this person's going to help you to process or move on from this connection if that's something that you are looking to do. But I do feel like with this connection, maybe you felt like greed was involved somehow, and you felt like, you know, maybe you felt like this person was even working against you at some point. But eventually, yeah, I just feel like many of you knew that it was time to get out of the situation. I feel like you knew that any new people that you met in your future, it would be important. It would, I'm also seeing the world here. Again, I think like long distances. Maybe you'll meet friends, like-minded people from across the globe or somewhere far away from where you're located physically. Another thing to look out for here is that you'll be receiving or giving a precious gift. And then for some of you, you may have dealings or relationships with a woman with a dark complexion or hair. So yeah, that is just some more details, more information to give you kind of a fuller picture of this person, how they're feeling about your absence. I just want to thank you so much for being with me here during this reading. Thank you so much, Pile 1, Please give this video a like if it resonates. It really does help the channel. Comment below with what pile you chose. I really do love to chat with you all in the comments, and subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you so much. Take care of yourself, and I do hope to see you on the next video after this. I do have a playlist with a ton of pick a card readings on my channel for you to explore. So yeah, definitely check that out. But if not this time, I will see you on the next video. Bye, Pile 1. Hi, Pile 2. Welcome to your reading. Now let's dive in. Okay, so Pile 2. The first card that we have is the Ten of Pentacles in reverse. We also have a vase. You also have Peacock Spirit, Let It Shine. You have Success, Peppermint. You also have Mindful, Groupthink. You have Vacuum Away Fear. You have the Moth card that you selected in the beginning of the reading. And then we have a Feelings card. Okay, so with the Ten of Pentacles in reverse here, the first thing that I'm feeling in terms of how this person is feeling about your absence is that this person could be feeling some like financial instabilities or worries related to your absence. So I don't know if they're feeling the impact of your absence on maybe like shared financial matters or resources. If that relates, maybe it has to do with like projects, shared projects. I also feel this element of like family or legacy. So I don't know if there has been some conflict within the family or a breakdown in like some sort of traditional family structure. I don't know if this person is feeling a sense of loss or instability related to like family dynamics or their heritage. But I do feel like this person is just honestly feeling this sense of like physical loss in terms of your absence, right? They're feeling like they don't have your practical support, and I do feel like this is making them feel a bit insecure and pretty vulnerable. So I do feel like you being gone, they really do miss whatever sort of like contributions or assistance that you once brought into their life. I do think that they also feel a sense of like loneliness or isolation. Now I feel like they do miss that sense of belonging or connection that your presence once brought into their life. I am feeling like they're feeling pretty disconnected from their roots or their heritage or whatever sense of tradition maybe that you once both shared. And I do feel like their life feels a bit adrift and like disconnected. I do think that they're probably reevaluating a lot of things right now, reevaluating their values, reevaluating their priorities. And I think that they're questioning what really matters to them and how they define their own security and, you know, prosperity and wealth and those kind of things. But yeah, definitely things don't feel stable on their end. They are feeling that sense of loss, and they are feeling pretty disconnected in terms of you being absent from their life. Now we do have the Awaz card. This is a rune, and this rune symbolizes things like partnership and teamwork and really the bond between individuals. So I do feel like your absence really brings up, again, these feelings of loss or disruption in that sense of partnership or connection that you once had with them. They really do miss that energy and that collaboration that once was in your connection, right? Now, this rune also represents things like movement and travel and progress. So I'm thinking that you guys are definitely, or you were on a journey together. Maybe they're really reflecting on the journey that you once shared together. Maybe they're thinking about any sort of progress that you had made as a team and any sort of like momentum or forward movement that you guys have been making. It feels disrupted right now because you're gone, right? Now, I do feel like this person has probably had to learn a lot about adaptability and being flexible, really navigating changes and transitions. And I think that they're going to have to find a way to be more flexible and more open with your absence, right? And I don't know if like trust and dependability was something that was affected in this connection. I feel like there's this sense of like wondering if you can still depend on each other, or something like that. I think that this person definitely misses that mutual support that you once had. They miss that support system, that encouragement, that assistance, that camaraderie that you once provided to them. So yeah, I definitely feel like they're perceiving this absence of yours as a disruption to their partnership or their movement or that mutual support that you once shared. They are feeling that sense of uncertainty for sure. Now, we also have Peacock Spirit here, and this one says, let it shine. So I do feel like this person has a lot of admiration and appreciation for you, whether or not they like to admit it. I feel like they really do recognize and miss that vibrancy and that positivity that you brought into their life. I feel like they hadn't met anyone quite like you before, and so meeting you was like having that breath of fresh air. And I think that I'm hearing that like losing you is like getting the wind knocked out of them. It's that kind of feeling. I also feel like they miss that inspiration and that motivation that you brought to them. I feel like you really encourage them to tap into their inner brilliance and to express themselves more boldly. I think that they were really inspired to step into their own power and shine as brightly as you did, right? So yeah, they're definitely missing that energy. I feel like they're feeling that void, and they miss that lively energy and that really colorful presence that you brought into their life. I'm definitely feeling like they're longing for connection. I do think that they yearn for that warmth and that positivity from the company that you once shared. They really do miss that like regal energy that you had. I think that you're someone that just comes from the heart. You're very kind. You're very loving, and it's very natural to you. And so I even feel a bit of like jealousy. Like I think this person seems like there are times when they got into like their moods, or they got really like grumpy or pessimistic, and I think that like sometimes seeing you be positive, or you being optimistic, or shining your light brightly, sometimes it makes other people uncomfortable when they don't know how to shine their light brightly, right? So yeah, I do feel like there were a lot of you who just finally realized when it was time to let this connection go. Now we do have the card of success, and this means peppermint. So I do feel like for those of you who had been wanting to kind of depart from this connection, or for those of you who kind of started to realize that you were worth more, you deserve more, I think that you were successful in moving on. You were successful in leaving and growing without this person. I even feel like some of you might have even celebrated a bit when you finally moved on and you got the closure, and you kind of expanded your life beyond this person and kind of what was going on. I think that right now with this card, you're just getting a lot of recognition. I think it wasn't easy to let go of this connection. I think it probably felt like easier at times to just like people please and do things that were in service of other people, but like at the detriment to yourself. And there was this point where you were just like, no more, I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm not going to allow myself to be stepped on anymore. And so I do feel like you are getting that sense of recognition that you are on the right path. You do deserve more. You are worth more. And I do think that you are going to definitely keep receiving continued success, right? You're going to have a lot of possibilities and positivity that flows into your life as a result of choosing yourself, And I think that life always brings us opportunities to choose ourselves over and over again. So this is just like a pat on the back for you, pile 2. Now we also have the card of mindful, and this one says groupthink. So I feel like you being gone from this person's life definitely led them to feel confused and uncertain, particularly because I think that this person really did rely on you to guide their thoughts and their decision-making processes sometimes. So without that input, I feel like they don't know how to proceed, they don't know how to move forward, they don't know what direction to take. Now, I feel like you letting go of this connection has brought you a lot of clarity and perspective. I feel like you don't have the influence of like, you know, what the group thinks or any sort of hurtful thoughts that the other individual might have had. You are able to think more independently, and you can actually critically assess your own thoughts and your own actions. I'm really hearing like you're thinking for yourself, right? You're doing things on your own terms. Now, I do think that this person probably feels pretty isolated, again, pretty lonely without you, right? And then I'm also getting that some of you probably feel like relieved, you know, like it's relieved that you're not really in connection with this person anymore. Like it might be confusing and you might still have feelings of hurt, but I think in general, you know that, you know, it's like time's up. Like we're not dealing with that anymore, and we're really honoring our worth. So I do feel like many of you are relieved to like step away from that influence of this person. I think that kind of severing this connection has really brought you the opportunity for growth, right? I think you've been able to use this time to reflect on your own thought patterns and your behaviors. Maybe you've been challenging any sort of limiting beliefs. And I do think that many of you here are working towards cultivating a clearer and more compassionate mindset. Again, I do think that this has brought a lot of clear insights for you. I think that through this, you've really learned how to like reevaluate your relationships. I think that you're considering your well-being, the group dynamics, and I think that your alliances have shifted, right? Because right now you're fostering more well-being into your life, and you're taking care of your needs and yourself. So yeah, I think that this is the era of you inviting in more supportive relationships, and not relationships that are secretly jealous of you or are secretly, you know, not wanting you to do better than them. Yeah, just you're not allowing people to project and trauma dump on you anymore just because you're so empathetic or just because you are a kind person. So yes. Now we also have the card Vacuum Away Fear. This one says, call upon Archangels Michael and Raphael to lift fear-based energy from you and your surroundings, this situation, and everyone involved. So yeah, just with the element of fear here, I do feel like this person is definitely feeling some anxiety about your absence. I feel like without you, they feel definitely like more vulnerable, like we mentioned before. I feel like they do feel uncertain about how to cope with their fears. Again, this whole like vacuuming away fear, I feel like on your end, this feels like a bit of a relief. You will feel a lot more empowered to grow without this person. And I do feel like it really does represent this opportunity for you to confront your fears and really develop that inner strength that is needed to overcome any sort of fears that you have around this connection. I think that you're releasing the things that do not serve you, you're bringing in healing, and you're moving forward into better horizons. So yes, we also have this Moth card. I do feel like, I keep hearing like it's written in the stars, right? Your journey is just that. It's yours. You get to chart whatever territory that you would like to. You get to set your own GPS. You get to follow your own arrow. So I do feel like this is hugely transformative. I think that, so moths are very, very symbolic of transformation and kind of evolving. So I do think that, you know, you're going through changes, you're evolving, you're transforming. Things are changing for the better for you. Yeah, and the back of this card says be astonished. So with this card, I think that you're going to be astonished when you look back on this situation like 5-10 years from now. You're going to be so proud of yourself for the way you handled things, the way you handled things with grace, the way you handled things ethically, the way you handled things with respect, especially for yourself. You're also going to be really astonished with the growth that you develop throughout all of this too. We also have a feeling feelings card here. This one says it's about time. Notice how you feel at night. Have you ever felt a spike in fear or anxiety once the sun sets? This makes a lot of sense when you think about evolution. Our ancestors had to keep themselves safe at night by being on high alert. If fear creeps in tonight as you're settling down, try acknowledging its role in history. Maybe try saying, "Hey fear, I knew you'd show up, because you often do right about now. Naming the emotional experience can help regulate our physical response. It can also give us the mental space to determine if the data that fear is offering is something that needs to be addressed right now, or if it can wait until the morning. So again, this one says naming the emotional experience can help regulate our emotional or our physical response. So yeah, again, I do feel like this person feels anxious without you. They do feel pretty scared without you. But I think that they're learning how to process their emotions. They're learning how to work through it. They're naming their experiences. And I think that this is also a prompt that we can use as well. Like when we're feeling a spike of fear and anxiety, naming that fear can almost kind of take away the emotional charge that's with it. You know what I mean? Like it's almost like looking at your fears head on. While it might feel scary and intimidating, it disarms things a lot quicker. So yes, the next thing I want to do here is I would love to roll some astro dice to get more information on who this person is, get some descriptors, get more info for you. So who is this person that is feeling this way about pile 2's absence? We have Uranus in Capricorn in the 8th house. So maybe this person has Uranus in Capricorn in the 8th house. Maybe this is representative of some of your signs, or maybe this is just the energy at play here. But when we talk about Uranus, we're talking about things like innovation, rebellion, even sudden changes. And now in Capricorn, this energy is going to be very grounded and practical, really focused on like long-term goals and long-term structures. And the 8th house is associated with things like regeneration and transformation, and shared resources. So I do feel like this person might have like an unconventional approach to handling, like deep psychological changes or even crises in their life. Maybe this person is drawn to alternative healing modalities or really unconventional methods of self-transformation. I do feel like this person is very ambitious. They probably have a lot of authority and focus on the material world. I do feel like this person probably has an interest in innovating things that are related to finances. So maybe they're interested in things like cryptocurrency or investments or unconventional financial systems. I just feel like they're drawn to exploring new ways of kind of like managing and sharing resources, especially within those partnerships or shared finances. I think this person definitely has this rebellious energy against traditional power structures. So I do feel like this person probably feels a certain way about authority and hierarchy and control over resources. I think that this person probably doesn't mind challenging societal norms regarding wealth and inheritance and legacy. And maybe they even seek to disrupt and transform any sort of systems of power and control that feel outdated. The 8th house can also talk about inheritances, taxes, debts, and other shared resources. And with Uranus here, this person probably has experienced like sudden and unexpected changes in these areas of their life. Maybe they've encountered unexpected like windfalls or losses, or maybe they've experienced sudden shifts in their financial situation due to like external factors that were beyond their control. Again, I do feel like this person has an interest in the occult or like mystical practices, maybe psychology, maybe the mysteries of life and death. Maybe this person has a fascination with esoteric subjects or really unconventional spiritual practices. Maybe some of you out there yourself have an interest in this, but it's this energy of really wanting to explore the depths of the human psyche and to uncover hidden truths about themselves, about yourself, or kind of like the world around you. Now, with Uranus in the 8th house here, I feel like it can also bring disruptions and kind of unexpected changes in intimate relationships, especially with those that involve shared resources and really deep emotional bonds. So I don't know if this person struggles with trust issues or control or intimacy. The next thing I want to do here is I would love to pull some tea leaf fortune cards to get more information for you. So what else does pile 2 need to know? Okay, so we have nest, an emotionally secure, loving family is important to you. We have apple, temptation will test you. Clouds, temporary problems. Butterfly, a change for the better. Rainbow, the most difficult part of a situation is over. Funnel, period of frustration, lessons to be learned. Ring, a marriage will take place, either romantic or in business. Chair, someone is leaving your life. So for some of you here, I feel like this connection could have been a spouse. I don't know if you were married to this person in mind. For some of you, maybe this is related to a separation in your relationships. This is someone, maybe this is somebody that you thought you might start a family with one day. I definitely feel like this person is probably tempted to like reach out to you. I feel like this person is probably tempted to speak to you. But just know that the most difficult part of a situation is over. So healing is coming for sure. Any sort of period of frustration, just know that there are lessons to be learned. Any changes you're going through, there are changes that are for the better. Any sort of problems you have, they're temporary problems. So yes, I hope that helps, pile 2. Thank you so much. Please give this video a like if it resonates. It really does help the channel. Comment below with what pile you chose. I love to chat with you all in the comments. Subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you. Take care of yourself. I hope to see you on the next video after this. I have a playlist with a ton of pick a card readings on my channel for you to explore. But if not this time, I will see you back on the next video. Bye, pile 2. Hi pile 3, welcome to your reading, and now let's dive in. Okay, so pile 3, the first card that you got is the 7 of Discs or 7 of Pentacles in reverse. You also got Othala. You also have Rhino Spirit, overcome any obstacle. You have Carrot, Clarity. You have Closing Door, Completion. You have Clear Yourself. You have the Binoculars card that you chose in the beginning of the reading. And then you have a Feelings card, and this one says Safe Space. So with the 7 of Pentacles in reverse here, I feel like this person might be feeling some sort of like frustration or impatience as it has to do with your absence. I feel like this person might have been waiting for your return, or maybe they're hoping for progress in the relationship, but I feel like they might be like feeling a little discouraged. I definitely feel like they feel disappointed, right? Maybe they had expectations or hopes for your connection. And with you being absent, I feel like they feel very sad, maybe a little let down. I am feeling like they feel like there's some sort of like unfulfilled potential around your connection. Maybe like they feel like it's like a missed opportunity, or things could have been different if like you had another shot, is kind of that energy with the 7 of Pentacles in reverse. I definitely think that they're feeling really bummed out about the lack of progress. Maybe things feel stagnant, or things feel like they're at a standstill and they're not moving forward. And I feel like, you know, there's probably a lot of time and energy and, you know, effort that has been invested into this connection, maybe on your part or the other person's part. But I feel like there's this sense of questioning like the investment in it, right? Like they're reevaluating whether you know, it was worth their time, or maybe you're like feeling those ways. But overall, I just definitely feel like this person's feeling frustrated, a little disappointed, maybe, you know, a little impatient. I feel like they're questioning the direction of the connection and feeling really uncertain for what the future holds. But yeah, so okay, the next card that we have here is Othala. So this is a rune card, and it represents things like traditions, things like ancestral heritage, really that sense of belonging to a family or a community. So I do feel like your absence probably brings up feelings of, again, loss or disruption in their community or family setting. Maybe they miss that sense of connection that they had with you. This rune is also associated with things like home and stability. So I do feel like things feel, you know, unstable and kind of insecure without you. And I do feel like they kind of long for that comfort and security that your presence once brought to their life. Another thing that this rune symbolizes is things like inheritance and legacy, really like passing down traditions from one generation to the next. So I do feel like there is this like element or this theme of like culture or like family heritage in this connection. Maybe even things to do with like roots and identities. I also feel like this person, again, they feel like their sense of security and protection has been shaken up. Maybe they feel vulnerable. I feel like this person probably relied on your support and your guidance for protection in the past. So they're definitely missing that sense of safety and that reassurance that you brought into their life. We do have the rhino spirit here in reverse, and it says overcome any obstacle. So again, I do feel like you being absent from this person's life brings up feelings of frustration. I do feel like they feel overwhelmed by obstacles, and they do feel like very uncertain about how to move forward and how to proceed. I also feel like they're feeling pretty exhausted. I think that they're feeling really like drained and depleted. Maybe they've been pushing themselves too hard to find a solution, but either way, I do feel like whatever happened, it's teaching them lessons, right? So it's teaching them how to foster more resilience, right? I think that it's helping them, and maybe even you, to find a new way to move forward and to embrace, challenges with a different perspective. Now, I feel like this card also holds the energy of new possibilities. So I think maybe as a result of the things that you've learned with this connection, you might be doing things like considering different solutions or perspectives that you haven't really explored before. And yeah, I feel like maybe this has taught you to adapt and kind of innovate in the face of any challenges or obstacles. So I feel like your absence has probably brought some sort of chance for them to like break through any like old patterns and really explore new paths forward. I think that overall with this card, it also is a sign of like hope. I think it's a chance to find a fresh start and to discover new opportunities for success and growth. Now the next card we have here is Clarity. This one says Carrot. So with this card, I feel like your absence probably led this person to feelings of confusion. I feel like this person probably relied on your presence and your guidance to really provide them clarity in certain situations, and without you, they actually feel very uncertain of how to move forward or to even like make decisions, is what I'm hearing. Now, I think that your absence probably had to encourage independence for this person. I think that they're going to have to learn how to rely on themselves for clarity and direction rather than depending on, external sources. I think that this connection definitely brought this person an opportunity to gain a fresh new perspective on their circumstances and really to consider new possibilities or approaches. I think that overall, this person probably felt a range of emotions about your absence. So feeling things from confusion to uncertainty. But I do think that like they've probably been kind of reassessing their situation, trying to seek clarity on their own terms and really just gain new perspectives on how to move forward. Now we also have the closing door completion card here. So I feel like this marks a final chapter. It kind of puts that final pin in everything. Like, I do feel like your absence probably brought a lot of feelings of sadness and loss to this person, especially if this person grew accustomed to your presence and really valued your contributions. I feel like they might mourn the ending of that chapter or the closing of the door that your absence, represents. Now, I think that this also represents things like acceptance and closure. So I think that, in general, maybe both sides can look forward to a sense of closure, a sense of acceptance. I think that, both sides will be able to see it as a way as a phase that has something to do with evolving over time, or like kind of seeing like a phase of your life being fulfilled, you know, and there's like a greater calling that we have to follow, and sometimes we have to let go of things that we have been carrying with us in our past in order to be able to do that. So yes. I also feel like with this card, there's new beginnings and fresh starts, right? Because although we see a door closing, like we see like the glitter of like new opportunities and the glitter of like a new start. So I do think the path forward for you is going to be very, very positive, pile 3. I do think that this would be a great time to like reevaluate any goals, maybe reevaluate any sort of aspirations or the direction that you're going. And then I think that it's really actually very fitting to have the Clear Yourself card here. This one says, ask the angels to release any toxic energies that you may have absorbed. So with this card, I do feel like when we're moving into new chapters, we want to release the old things that are no longer serving us. So it's almost like you don't want to bring your old garbage into your brand new house, right? Like say you're moving into a new space and you don't want to like slug all of your old like trash. Like think about literal garbage. Just like you wouldn't bring the trash from your old house's trash can to the new one, right? Like it's gonna stink up the new house. So it's always good to do frequent cleansings. Cleanse yourself, clear your space. There are many different things you can do to cleanse. I like using selenite sticks. It's a way that you can cleanse with crystals. You can cleanse other crystals with this. So if you are interested, I do have I have these in my online shop. Check out the link in the description if you're interested in getting yourself some selenite. And then a couple other things you can do. You can always burn some sage. You can always like take a salt bath. There's so many things you can do to cleanse and clear yourself. You can do like a kind of like a ceremonial thing where you like, what do? You like write down everything you want to release, and then you set it afire and put it in something fire safe. And anyway, I can't recommend setting anything on fire on this channel, so you catch my drift. So anyway, yes. I think that many of you here are going to be finding a lot more inspiration, a lot more motivation. I do think that you're going to have a lot more gratitude and appreciation. Like you're going to be able to look back on this time and be like, oh my God, like I understand why X, Y, and Z had to happen like that, because if I didn't learn that, then I wouldn't be where I'm at right now. So yeah, I do feel like there's a lot of good things to look forward to, pile 3. And I love that we have this binoculars card here, and on the back it says see the world. So yeah, seeing things from new perspectives, gaining more clarity, really expanding the places that you first thought that you would go, kind of moving beyond your comfort zone, maybe moving out of things that you might have, I'm trying to think, like the word is kind of like family setbacks, or like family. So whether it's like limiting beliefs that maybe has come down the family line, or a set of circumstances, like maybe your family has experienced poverty in the past, and you're like dedicated to make sure that poverty is not something that your future lineages have to experience or suffer through. So yeah, those are some of the things that I'm feeling with that. Yeah, there's a lot of freedom on the other side of this is what I'm hearing. So yes, we also have the safe space card here. This one says, give your body and mind a place to feel safe. Think of a place, real or imagined, that feels safe to you. Bring it to life by picturing the things that you would see, feel, hear, smell, or even taste. Give this place a name. Now think of something that makes you annoyed. Notice where you feel that annoyance. In your head, throat, chest, stomach, or even in your hands. Now imagine your safe place. Did you notice any shifts in your body? Our mind is powerful, and we have the ability to create these shifts in our emotional state with the intention and practice. Remember that your safe space is there to access whenever you need it. Again, our mind is powerful and we have the ability to create these shifts in our emotional state with intention and practice. I feel like you were once this person's safe space is what I'm hearing. So with your absence, things probably feel a lot more vulnerable, a lot less stable, a lot less safe. Maybe this person was a safe space for you too. But yeah, that just wanted to be acknowledged. That wanted to come through. The next thing I want to do here is I want to roll some astro dice to get more information on who this person is. So who is this person feeling this way about pile 3's absence? Okay, so we have Neptune in Virgo in the 12th house. So this person could have Neptune in Virgo in the 12th house. Maybe this is reflective of some of your signs, or this could just be the energy at play here. So I feel like this person probably is like this unique blend between idealism and sensitivity and having this really deep connection to the subconscious mind. I feel like this person is probably someone who is drawn to roles where they can assist and support others in practical ways. Maybe this person works in healthcare or counseling or like humanitarian work, or maybe that's something that, you know, they're a natural at. I just feel like this person has a deep desire to make a really meaningful difference in the world, and I do feel like they're inspired by their ideals and their visions of a better future. I also feel like this person is probably, because, okay, when we think about Virgo, Virgo is associated with things like health and wellness and attention to detail. And with Neptune in Virgo, I feel like this person could have a heightened sensitivity to their own physical and emotional well-being. I feel like they're very like attuned to any sort of subtle changes that happen in their body, and they have a very strong intuition when it comes to health related matters. So this person could be drawn to things that are like more holistic in healing, like the mind, body, and spirit. But yeah, when we talk about the 12th house here, it's associated with things like solitude and introspection and the subconscious mind. And when we have Neptune here, this person probably has a very rich inner world that's really filled with imagination and creativity and spiritual insights. I feel like this person probably finds solace and inspiration in, you know, things like quiet contemplation and meditation and artistic pursuits that really allow them to explore the depths of their own psyche. This person might have a tendency towards escapism sometimes. Like, I think that with Neptune's influence here, I feel like it could blur the boundaries and maybe lead to a bit of escapism or avoiding reality. I feel like this person is probably very much into like retreating into fantasy worlds and kind of engaging in things that help them escape from the harsh realities of life. So this person's definitely a daydreamer. I don't know if they've had their addictions or addictive behaviors. They probably do have some sort of spiritual or artistic natural talents. Now, I also feel like this person is definitely drawn to like mystical things, esoteric teachings, kind of wanting to deepen their understanding of the universe. And then, yeah, again, I just feel like they probably have some challenges with boundaries and clarity. So I think that they probably have a tough time in really having those clear boundaries in their relationships. Maybe they have difficulty with discerning between reality and illusion. So they really do have to work on things that help them stay grounded and created and connected to reality. So yes. Now, I also want to pull some tea leaf fortune cards to get more information on what you need to know for your highest and best good. Oops. What else does pile 3 need to know for their highest and best good? What does pile 3 need to know? What else does pile 3 need to know? Okay, right off the bat, pile 3. Side note here, I know we're talking about like how are they feeling about you type of relationship, or type of reading, but you have a lot of good fortune coming into your life. You have beetle, good fortune, 4-leaf clover, great good fortune, coins, money will be coming to you, broom, new home, new attitude. We have basket, recognition, reward for merit. Now, with this connection, so you could probably expect to have a lot of abundance flow into your life. It's going to be a really prosperous time for you in the material realm for sure, pile 3. Now, with this person, with this connection, I feel like you were very close with them. And your disconnect or separation from them, it probably, like, yeah, I'm thinking like maybe you like sick to your stomach almost, like the severing of these ties, like it really was really disruptive, or that's the way that this person feels. I feel like things felt very tense, right? We have claw here, be careful, do not take risks. So it probably like kind of like put you in a spot where you or either you or this person in a spot where it's almost like when you just feel so like shell shocked and like traumatized by whatever happened, you just kind of like want to stay still and like not move and like not take any risks, and you just want to like survive, right? You're in survival mode. So just know those things are in the past. You're moving on from it. You're clearing yourself. You're completing things, closing doors, opening new doors, new home, new attitude, money's coming, good fortune, recognition, great good fortune. So many good things on its way to you, pile 3. I do hope that all of this helps. Thank you so much. Please give this video a like if it resonates. It really does help the channel. Comment below with what pile you chose. I love to chat with you all in the comments, and subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you. Take care of yourself. I hope to see you on a next reading right after this. I have a playlist with a ton of pick a cards on my channel. I have everything from money readings, career, love, relationships, manifestation, all sorts of things. So definitely check that out. But if not this time, I will see you on the next video. Bye, pile 3. Hi, pile 4. Welcome to your reading. Now let's dive in. The first card that you have here is the 7 of Spears, or the 7 of Swords in reverse. We have Thurisaz. You also have Vulture Spirit, nothing is wasted, in reverse. You have Leadership, Broccoli. You have Jeweled Web, Connectivity. Ear Chakras. The crystal card that you chose earlier in the reading, and then a feelings card here. This one says 1 or 2. Okay, so the first card I want to talk about here is the 7 of Spears in reverse, or the 7 of Swords. So traditionally, the 7 of Swords can talk about things like deception or betrayal. So I'm thinking that the person that's on your mind is probably feeling some hurt in terms of your absence. I don't know if they feel like you've left without explanation, or you know, that maybe something important has been taken from them now that you're gone. Now, I feel like there is an element of like distrust here. I don't know if this connection had feelings of distrust or suspicion. I don't know if like motives are being questioned. Maybe honesty is being questioned. There is also this other element of like abandonment. I don't know if this person feels hurt or rejected by your decision to leave. And I think that they're feeling a lot of like loneliness and isolation. Now, another thing here is I feel like this person is probably feeling pretty self-protective. I think that this person's probably taking measures to protect themselves emotionally in their response to your absence. I feel like maybe they're putting up walls or trying to distract themselves from you as a way of coping with the pain of your absence. Now, I also think that this person's probably trying to plan or create some strategy to move forward and to deal with your absence. And yeah, we also have the card of Thurisaz. So with this card, this is a rune, and this comes from the runes deck. I have all the decks from these cards linked below in the description if you're interested in checking them out. But this rune actually talks about things like chaos, conflict, and things that are unexpected. So I do feel like you being gone probably brings up feelings of upheaval and turmoil in this person. I feel like they probably see your absence as something that's very disruptive or challenging, and maybe leading them to some uncertainty and some discomfort. Now, there is an element of protection and defense. So I do feel like maybe this person feels like vulnerable or exposed, or they don't feel protected. Maybe they feel concerned about like dangers or risks. But there's also this element of like transformation. So I do feel like you being gone has prompted this person to go through this period of personal growth or self-discovery. And I think it's making them a better person, right? Like sometimes people have to lose people to evolve and to be better people. Now, I also think that this person is definitely adjusting to things like unexpected change. I think that this person is learning how to adapt quickly. I think that you leaving definitely came as a surprise or a shock. I don't think they ever saw it coming. Maybe they were someone who took advantage of you or took you for granted, and they never thought that you would leave, and when you did, it was very much like a shock to the system. So yeah, we also have the vulture spirit here. This one says nothing is wasted. So with this card, I feel like, I don't know if this person like wishes they could run away from their past, or they deny their mistakes, or maybe they also feel like, yeah, I'm gaining experience, or I'm gaining value from the experiences that I have. Maybe they're letting grief and anger move through them, really letting that alchemy of transformation happen. Yeah, definitely there's this element of past struggles. This person definitely is thinking about like the mistakes they've made, their past, maybe what they could have done better. I also think they are recognizing that they are growing, they are changing, they're not the person that they once were. And now remember, this is all just information. My intention with these types of readings, these like no contact, how are they feeling or what are they thinking type readings, this is just to bring about more closure or understanding, and it doesn't mean that you have to do anything with this information. It doesn't mean you have to reach out or reconnect. Everything is totally up to you if you feel. But you knew that already, so. I also feel like this person is probably growing a lot more respect for you. I feel like they can see that you're willing to confront things that are tough and go through transformations that are not always easy. But I feel like this person definitely admires your authenticity and your courage with like facing, you know, difficult truths and working towards things like self-improvement. I think that no matter if you're in this person's life or you're not, and no matter like how they act, I do think that deep down they are like supportive of your ongoing journey, even if it is like without them. So we also have the leadership broccoli card here. There's the sign of Gemini and Libra here. So I don't know if this person has Gemini or Libra somewhere significant in their chart. Maybe you do. Maybe this is just the energy at play here. But these are air signs, so very intellectual, very mentally stimulating, very intelligent. So communication is their thing. Whether that's like having skills in writing, singing, poetry, all sorts of things. I do feel like this person probably relied on your guidance or your leadership in some way. So with you being gone, I do feel like this person probably feels like some sort of loss of direction or uncertainty with your absence. I'm really getting that they looked up to you. I think that they also, there's this element of like respect for your leadership. I think that this person really respects your leadership style. I think it's more, it's not like a dictatorship. It's very like helpful and like guiding and leading people to their own answers through prompts and questions and things like that. So I do feel like they miss that kind of positive impact that you had on their life. Now, again, there's this element of like independence. So I think that you being gone has, again, forced them to become more independent, forced them to become more self-reliant, right? I don't know if this was like a codependent relationship for some of you, but I do think that this person will need to take this opportunity to take initiative, make decisions, on their own with autonomy. And yeah, there is also maybe this like anticipation for your return. Maybe they think that, there's one day that you can reconcile, or there's one day that you can reconnect. But again, that is completely up to you. Only you know what is best for your decision making. We also have the jeweled web. This one says connectivity. So with this card, it talks about like the interconnectedness and the emotional bonds between people. So I feel like you being gone definitely led to a feeling of like disconnection or loss. I think that this person probably once shared a very strong emotional connection to you. And so I do feel like this person misses the sense of closeness and intimacy that your presence once brought into their life. Again, I do feel like this person is feeling pretty vulnerable. I think that they're feeling very exposed. I feel like they feel like with you being gone, a part of them is missing. I do think that they're feeling pretty lonely without you. They probably long for your comfort and your companionship and like just everything that your presence gave them. I'm again getting that like they really relied on you for emotional support and understanding. Now, I think that they are, again, reflecting on feelings, their emotional states. I think they are using this time to explore their inner world, face their shadow side, and really gain a deeper understanding of their own emotions. I think that they're considering how your absence really impacts their emotional well-being, and I feel like they're seeking ways to cope with any sort of feelings of sadness or longing that arises for them. So yeah, there's definitely this potential for growth here. I think that this is a time where they can strengthen that emotional resilience, really deepen their connections with others, and develop that emotional awareness and understanding. The next card that we have here is ear chakras. This one says, notice messages that appear as sounds, music, and words from external sources and within your mind. These messages are real answers to your prayers. Ooh, okay, so I'm getting that some of you here are very clairaudient. Like I feel like you get intuitive messages coming through sound, music, words. Like for example, have you ever been like, worried about something, you're thinking about something, something's really been on your mind, and you've been driving in the car, and then all of a sudden like a line in a song just like gives you the insight that you needed at that moment in time, right? So I'm also hearing that song. It's called What a Fool Believes by the Doobie Brothers, and there's a part in that song that says she had a place in his life. So you can interchange that with anything. She had a place in her life, he had a place in her life, they had a place in their life. So whatever it is or however it is it applies to you, I feel like this is coming in to show that like sometimes we don't have to like beat ourselves up about connections that we don't have anymore, or people that we had to let go, or connections that are split, because we all have our place in each other's lives. It's almost like that saying, like, people will come into your life for a reason or a season, right? So I feel like that's kind of that energy here. So pay attention to sounds, kind of synchronicities, things that come in, things that catch your attention and, provide you with like great insights at the perfect time. Now, I think that with this, you're going to be more attuned to like subtle messages and signals around you. There's this element of like heightened awareness. So again, you're going to notice like subtle shifts in energy and communication patterns in your absence. I think that your intuition is actually strengthened through kind of like experiencing maybe the loss of this connection. I really think that your intuitive skills have grown. Another thing with the ear chakras card here, I'm getting that you were a really good listener, and a really good shoulder to cry on. And so I feel like this person definitely misses that support that they got from you, and your ability to hold space for them and listen and hear them out, and not even like jumping in there and being like, okay, like here's your problem, this is what you need to do. It's more about just like listening, holding space, not really trying to solve everything right away, but just listening, right? So I do think that this person is misses that, you know, element of your friendship or your connection or your relationship, right? Again, I feel like this connection was probably a emotional connection, a deep emotional connection. The ear chakras are linked to things like emotional expression and connection. Now we also have the crystal card here. This one looks like citrine, and so citrine is great for personal power, confidence, manifestation, that kind of stuff, money. So I do think that this person really sees you as someone who's valuable, someone who holds a lot of worth, and someone that's just a really good find. Now let's see, we have you are a rare find. Yeah, I kept hearing like you are a rare gem. So I think that this person definitely has not met anybody else like you. You're very unique. I think that they see meeting you as like a blessing, and kind of this breath of fresh air, this ability to see life a little bit differently, maybe through the lens of someone who has a different perspective. So yeah, I keep hearing like a cooler perspective. So yeah. Okay, the next card we have here, this one says 1 or 2. So this one says, can you think of a time when anger showed up as a primary emotion? Maybe it was in response to a social justice issue you deeply care about, or a friend who was wronged. Now you can think of a time when anger showed up as a secondary emotion. Maybe you were left out of the equation, or a promotion didn't come through. Anger's job as a primary emotion is to show us when our rights have been violated. Sometimes anger takes on a secondary job of protecting us from the emotions that might feel more vulnerable, like disappointment, hurt, shame, jealousy, or helplessness. The next time anger gets triggered, take a second to explore if it's showing up as the core feeling or if there's something else underneath it. So this one says, anger's job as a primary emotion is to show us when our rights have been violated. So interesting. I don't know if there's still some unresolved anger between you two. I don't know if this is something that you've been moving through, things like disappointment, hurt, shame, jealousy, or helplessness, or maybe this is how this person's feeling. But I do feel like if there was anger felt with this connection, it's taught you more about your boundaries. It's taught you more about what you're willing to tolerate, what you're not willing to tolerate, and it's taught you a lot about honoring your self-worth. So, yes. The next thing I want to do here is I would love to roll some astro dice to find out more about who this person is. So who is this person that is feeling this way about pile 4's absence? We have the North Node in Leo in the 7th house. So this person could have their North Node in Leo in the 7th house. Maybe this is reflective of some of your signs, or this could just be the energy at play here. So I feel like with this person, they were probably meant to be in the spotlight, right? With Leo here, they were meant to shine in their own unique way. And I feel like this person probably likes to pursue creative endeavors. They like to express themselves authentically, and they like to share their talents and their gifts with the world. Now, Leo is associated with things like confidence and self-assurance and leadership, and with the North Node here, I feel like this person was probably meant to develop these qualities over the course of their life. This person has probably had to learn how to overcome feelings of self-doubt or insecurity and really learn how to believe in themselves and their abilities. I think a lot of their life purpose is about embracing their inner strength and courage. Now, I think that this person is very focused on seeking authentic connections. The 7th house is the house of partnerships and relationships, and so with the North Node, I feel like this person's soul growth is very intertwined with the cultivation of really authentic and meaningful connections with other people. So this person is definitely meant to seek out partnerships that allow them to express their true selves and, you know, things that support their personal growth and endeavors. Now, this person definitely has this like warmth to them, and this light and this generosity and this kindness. They definitely have that potential to uplift and inspire people around them. So yeah, you know, I just feel like it's important to talk about the duality in people. Like, I feel like people aren't only one way, and sometimes when we go through issues or, you know, negative experiences with people, it's easy just to see them as like, oh, they're just one way. They're bad, they're good. Oh, they did me wrong. They're not a good person. Like, and I think that people are very dynamic. There's a lot of duality there. I think that, you know, while someone can be very loving and kind and generous, they can also be selfish, right? Maybe they can have poor boundaries. Like, it depends, right? It can be a mixed bag. But anyway, that's more information about that person. I would like to pull some tea leaf fortune cards to get more information for you. So what else does Pile 4 need to know for their highest and best good? What else does Pile 4 need to know? What else does Pile 4 need to know for their highest and best good? What else does Pile 4 need to know? Pile 4. Okay, so let's see what we have here. Pile 4, we have Vine, seek out information that will help you. We have Tower, solid foundation, success with effort. Yoke, feeling tied down or frustrated. Horseshoe, good luck. Bird, perched, waiting for news, package or letter. We have Pin, new job or career. Fox, shrewdness and resourcefulness, especially in business. We have Broken Ring, parting of the ways in either romance or business. And we have Bull, do not back down from opposition, show strength and fortitude. A lot of things going on here. So in terms of your connection, I feel like for many of you, some sort of trust was broken. I don't know if you feel lied to, or you feel like this person wasn't completely honest with you. Maybe not completely forthright, but yeah, I just feel like there could have been a parting of ways because there's like a broken promise, or like dishonesty, or not being 100% authentic, right? Some of you might have been feeling tied down or frustrated with this person. I think that at some point you even felt like, you know what, I'm not going to back down if this person shows me opposition. I'm really going to, you know, stand my ground, set my boundaries. You're going to show strength and fortitude. I also feel like there's some sort of like news package letter that's going to be important information that will help you. I don't know if this will bring more closure to this connection, or it just will bring insights that are really important. So keep an eye out for that, listen out for that. We got that ear chakras card, so pay attention to the intuitive hits that come your way. And then on a side note, we have really positive, like you have good luck coming your way. I think it's super cool because the symbol for the North Node is like a horseshoe, right? So I think that there's just a lot of symbology of like luck for you, good luck, of like soul's purpose, soul growth. And then we also have exciting news. So you have a solid foundation, success with effort. Something you're building, something you're working on is going to be very successful. You're building a very solid foundation. I'm hearing slow and steady wins the race. And then we also have Pin, new job or career. So things are very, they look very positive, and there's a positive outlook on your job or career. So yes, I hope this all helps. Pile 4, thank you so much. Please give this video a like if it resonates. It really does help the channel. Comment below with what pile you chose. I really do love to chat with you all in the comments. Subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you so much. Take care of yourself, and I do hope to see you on the next video after this. I have a playlist of pick-a-cards on my channel, and I have a ton of different topics from money, love, relationships, career, manifestation, all sorts of things. So definitely check that out if you're interested, but if not this time, I will see you back on the next reading. Bye, Pile 4.